Now, in this answer copy, we would understand what are the common mistakes. The first common mistake is the answers do not look like answers, they are more of note writing. So make sure when you are writing answers, those appear like answer writing and are not notes writing. Now, if you are drawing any diagram, where is the labeling? So labeling is very, very important. Why is that diagram meant for a title? A proper title for the diagram is important. Then again, if you see here, there are a lot of empty space which is left. It is usually expected that the answer space is given as per the required answer length. So, if you are leaving a lot of space, it would only give an impression that there is lack of knowledge. So, most of the answer copies we receive, they either have these kind of problem, or one of the answer which you know very well would be exclusively written with all depth, all information. But when it comes to other answer, it would be just half for it or a lot of spacing in between. So don't just increase the spacing randomly or create issues like this. Now here sinks and sources are mentioned, but as you can see, a lot of space is mentioned, and this just gives an impression that there is less to write, or the student is not able to understand what to write. Okay, the next is again the nature and the cause of thermohaline circulation. Now this diagram does not make any sense. What is it trying to explain? Whether it is warm current, cold current, which is warm, which is cold, where is upwelling, nothing is explained here. Okay, no labeling, so no diagrams like this is required. If you are drawing a diagram here, where is the related text? So text is again missing. So with just this text and these two diagrams, you cannot assume that your answer is complete. I have seen the students mentioning that we need to draw a lot of diagrams, and that's the way to answer the question. But yes, you need to have the theory substantiated to it. Again, differentiating the diabetic and the adiabatic process of condensation, a very less theory has been written. So just mentioning the two types won't suffice. You have to explain under which type what are the key elements. So again, lack of knowledge for this question. The next is various theories and the role of freezing nuclei formation in the raindrop theory. Here the diagrams are missing. Also note, the diagram has to be in the very beginning. If you are putting the diagram towards the last, it does not make sense, because by that time examiner already has a mindset what to give and what to write. So when it is the Bergeson's theory and the covalence theory, with the respective theories, the respective diagrams must be added at the place where it is. The next question on global heat transfer, again nothing has been written. So this is not a conducive answer for the question. The next question is two theories of climate change and what is climate cycle. Again here the theories and the cycles have not been explained into detail. So lack of knowledge again appears for this question. The next question is on zooxanthellae. Again, as you can see, the spacing in whole of the page, there are only 5 or 6 lines which are written, which is extremely less, and then nothing written here. So that gives a clear impression that there is a lot of missing information in the answer. So if you are prepared with answers like these, I definitely recommend just do a little bit more exercise before writing your answers, because you are putting in your time and energy. So at least read before you write, and then have a proper evaluation done, or self-evaluation, whatever you want to go for. The next is urban heat island, the factors for formation and the weather phenomena associated for it. So the causes have been written. So the factors for formation have to be deeply elaborated, why these are the factors which are there, and then there is nothing which has been mentioned on the things associated to the weather phenomena. So those have been a little merged with the concepts here. So heat waves could have been mentioned separately, and a separate explanation could be given. Also case studies could be cited where urban heat island is becoming a upcoming problem, specifically in the warmer months. The next is difference between short range and long range weather forecasting and two modern techniques. So modern techniques, just the names given which are not sufficient. You have to elaborate the techniques, what are the basis for those, and what are the key features which are included as part of it. And the long term, short term, nothing has been mentioned. So again, lack of answer here. So most of the questions, as you can see here, have, let's say this is a question where you have the name of numerous local winds which are given. Now what is microclimate? We have to explain this with bringing out the secondary wind circulation system. So nothing has been mentioned into detail here. It's more of, I repeat again, note writing, which is not the case, which is not actually expected in an answer writing question. You have to be more elaborate, more detailed. Now there are two reasons for it. First is, sometimes there is lack of knowledge, student don't know what to write. The next case is, the student don't understand what to write. They know the concept, but they feel that this is obvious, why should we write it? Specifically, students pertaining from science background find it difficulty in writing. That's what I had been in conversation with most of the students. So here it's very important that you know that's obvious for you, but consider that the examiner on the other hand does not have it that obvious, because consider it that way, you are explaining to a person who is new to this subject. Now when the person is new to this subject, how would you explain? So you would have to pick up from the very basic and explain each and every sentence in detail. So that is where you would take this point back, that this appears to be obvious, and then you would probably write more. So that is the situation which you have to incorporate in case you feel that this was obvious, what to write more about it. Or if you are from sciences background doing lots of numericals and questions, you feel that there is no need for lots of sentences and diagrams, even the stepwise solution and the stepwise points are sufficient, and that's why I have opted geography as one of the optionals. Okay, but as you understand, based on the type of question, we have to include either the theory or the diagram if any, or whatever it is, should be properly labeled and described with detailed understanding and detailed concepts. We would be covering many more answer writing evaluation sessions which are already sent by the students, and this would give you an insight what are the key things and mistakes that students do and you must not do while writing your answers. So all those students who have already sent in the answer copy, I would be evaluating and giving you a one-on-one feedback call. But for all those who still want to work on it, definitely try to have a strong foundation before you start writing your answer, and then only start writing your answer. Self-evaluation is one of the good techniques, or else get the concept evaluated from a person who can actually handle the crucial elements or the critical elements or the concepts itself. So probably not the students evaluating the answer copies again. So that was for this session. We would be covering many more interesting sessions for your answer writing. Stay tuned. Good luck.